Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are in Kathopanishad and we are looking at the dialogue between the young boy Nachiket and the Lord of Death, Dharmaraj. And we are here where the student has asked the boss, the Lord of Death, as to Anyatra Dharmat, Anyatra Dharmat, Anyatra Asmat Krita Kritat, Anyatra Bhutacha Bhavyacha, Yat Tat Pashyati Tat Bada. What is that which is other than righteousness, unrighteousness, cause, effect, doing, not doing, past, future? What is that? Because all these opposites, they are part of the world, they are part of the relative, they are part of the empirical existence. So what is this which is beyond, which I have heard of, which the scriptures talk of? Please tell me. And a teacher gives him the instruction of Om. We saw that. And now, after having told about Om, we are at present in the 18th verse. 18th. We are in the 18th verse, and here he is telling you. So after giving the Omkar Upadesh in the 15th and 16th verse, where am I going now? In the 17th verse also the Upadesh was continued, 16 and 17. Etadhyevaksharam Brahma, etadhyevaksharam param, etadhyevaksharam nyatva yo yadichyati tasya tata. That this Om itself is Brahma, this Om itself is everything that is other than Brahma, and by knowing this Om, by knowing this syllable Om, anyone who focuses on it, concentrates on it, and comes to know it, becomes one with it, and he can gain anything he wants in life. And what is that? If you are focusing on the world, you will gain the world. If your attention is on knowing what your past is, you can come to know the past. If you want to know the various planes of existence, you will come to know the planes of existence. You want siddhis, you will get to know the siddhis. You want to go to the Creator, you will be one with the Creator just by chanting, by being one with Om. And if your attention is on Anyatra Dharmat, if your attention is on that which is beyond all opposites, all dualism and duality, then that also will be your direct experience. Om can indicate that. Om is that. Not indicate. Om is that. And having told that, then it was told in the 17th verse, etadalambanam shreshtham etadalambanam param etadalambanam nyatva brahma loke mahiyate. It is the best support, etadalambanam shreshtham etadalambanam param. It is not only the best test, it is the most supreme, param. Etadalambanam nyatva, and having come to know this support, Brahma loke mahiyate. I told you last week, two ways you can look at it. If you take it as loka, a plane of existence, you can reach the Hiranyagarbha that was told. And where are we? The pages are all going here, there. One moment. So, that if one comes to know this Om, this Alamban, this support, then Brahma loke mahiyate, in the entire world of the Creator. What is the entire world of Creator? All the 14 planes of existences, the 7 nether worlds and the 7 higher worlds. Everywhere such a person is looked up to, his glory spreads far and wide. And Brahma loke mahiyate. In other words, having come to know the Om, how subjectively, then if our attention, if it is on the Creator, on the Ishvara, on the Brahmaji, whatever you put, wherever you put your attention, to that extent, Om Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, your experience is everywhere you are unclutched from the change. At the totality level, change is there, but compared to the individual, the change will come after many eons. See, and this was told, and now in the present verse that we are looking at, Atma Swarupa Nirupan, and here in the 18th verse, we saw this last week, Na jayate mriyate va vipaschet, nayam kutaschinna babhuva kaschet, ajo nitya shashvato yam purano, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. This and this verse, I was telling you that it is bodily, just a few tweaking here and there is taken in the Bhagavad Gita also, in the chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, and it is the verse number 20, I think. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Exactly the same verse. And the next one also is more or less there. The person who knows this intelligent self, there in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling, the one who knows this intelligent self to be imperishable, constant, birthless, and immutable, slay or cause, cannot be, is not a cause to kill or cannot be ever killed. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. See? And same thing is being told here also, that this intelligent self, this intelligent Atman, na jayate is not born, mriyate va kadachit, mriyate, it does not die, and Because everything in this creation, what our experience is, this is the clarity which the Lord of Death is giving to our Nachiket. That don't think Om is like this and Om also comes, and no, he's telling what the self is. What Om that you are chanting, Om through your mouth, that is the grossified version of the constant throb, not even constant throb, the constant sound of the creation, the constant essence of the creation. It becomes grossified in our mouth as Om. So here he is saying that this intelligent self is neither born nor does it die. न जायते मृते वा कदाचित. उसके बाद क्या है? नायम कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित. And it did not originate from anything, nor did anything originate from it. So if nothing originated from it and nothing and it did not come out of anything, then what is it? Purnamada Purnamidam. It is complete. Just as the water is ever complete. Whether you, over millions of years, the land masses have changed and the people must have called different oceans by different names in the past, and as the land masses have shifted, now it is Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, Tasman Sea. What about when that Tasmania was not called Tasmania, it was part of Victoria? Don't go and say that in Tasmania. They'll throw you out. When it was connected to the mainland, then where was Tasman Sea? There was no Tasman Sea. Then it must have been called only the Great Southern Ocean. So it did not originate from anything, and nothing originates from it. If that is the case, but I see the whole world coming and whole world going, that's the fault of your vision, my friends. To correct that fault in your vision, that cataract in your eyes, which eye? The third eye. The third eye has the cataract. That will get fixed by the operation of Om. Then Ajo Nitya Shashvato Yam Purano. Ajaha means it is birthless. Nitya, it is eternal. Shashvatoyam Purano, it is undecaying, and Purana is, it is ancient. And na hanyate hanyamane sharire, that it is not injured even when the body is killed. Where is the self? Where is your self? Where is the self? You feel that the self is inside this body, no, at this moment. So when your fingers get cut, or when you burn yourself, or when some limb is amputated, is the self amputated? Who is feeling the pain? Is it the mind or is it the self? Question to be asked. So what is this self, which is your essential nature? It is that which is not affected even if the body is injured. Why only body? It is not injured, it is not affected even if breathing stops. Arre baapre, I am that. If I don't breathe, I am still continuing. Yes. Go further. Whether Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya are going through your mind, or all good qualities, compassion, love, empathy, ahimsa, brahmacharya, all these qualities you are cultivating in your mind, good or bad, it is not, By good qualities, self is not enhanced. By bad qualities, self is not disturbed. Why? It is the equanimous, it is the undisturbed one. Just like water is not disturbed by the gentle waves or by the tsunami. Water remains water. Ocean is not disturbed by so many rivers coming and pouring themselves into it. Ocean maintains itself. आ जाओ कोई बात नहीं. Big hearted. See? So in this manner, let's look at the bhashya. न जायते नोत्पद्यते न उत्पद्यते म्रियते वा न म्रियते च उत्पत्ति मतः वस्तुनः अनित्यस्य अनेक विक्रियाः तासाम् आद्यन्ते जन्म विनाशक लक्षणे विक्रिये इह आत्मनि प्रतिषिध्येते प्रथमं सर्व विक्रिय अप्रतिषेधार्थम न जायते म्रियते वेति चेति वेति. He says, न जायते न उत्पद्यते म्रियते. This Atma is not jayate. What does jayate mean? Jayate means to be born, or to be produced. It is not produced from anything. Like you feel you are produced from your mother, you are produced from your father. It is this Atma is not a production. It is not a part of the production line. It is independent. It is. So here when he says na jayate na utpadyate, that it is not born, it is not created. Mriyate va na mriyate. And nor does it ever die. Mriyate cha utpatti mato vastunah anityasya aneka vikriyaha. So anything that is created in the creation, inherent within it is change. Anything that is in this creation. So you take air is continuously moving from one place to the other, and it moves in waves, highs and lows. You can't find constant space is there, but you can't see constant air. Somewhere the air pressure is more, somewhere the air pressure is less. Same way fire. I'm just going through the 5 elements. The fire is never the same. It seems to be this fire is burning, but sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, sometimes it has 1 tongue, sometimes it has 7 tongues. Sometimes the intensity of the fire is more, sometimes the intensity is less. It continuously requires some material to devour. Then you come to water. Water is also sometimes it remains as water, sometimes it becomes ice, sometimes it becomes water vapor, sometimes it becomes rain. Even though it is water, H2O, but it expresses in these different forms. So there is change. So in the water, just as everything that is in this, that comes into this creation, goes through the modification. Our body goes through the modification what? Birth, growth, disease, decay and death. This is the modification. What is the modification of ears? First, can't understand. Whatever you are hearing, you can't understand. Then you start understanding. As you start getting old, you stop. It's not understanding, listening. And as you start getting old, you hear less and less. And eventually, you know the answer. Hmm? So, so everything in this creation that comes into existence goes through modifications. Earth is going through modifications, sun is going through modifications. Just 3 weeks ago, there was a huge solar flare, end of March. There was another huge solar flare in January. Earth is continuously changing its axis, its wobble is changing. See? Continuous modification. Some new islands are coming, some islands are dying down, are getting are getting dissolved into the oceans. Some places earth is coming up, some places the ocean is taking over the earth, the land. And this is going on. Exactly what is going on in our body. Body is going through modifications, mind is going through modifications, breath is going through modifications, our intellectual convictions are going through modifications. But this self does not go through any modifications. It is modification free. So, where are we? So, na jayate, when it is said, it means it is not produced. And nava mriyate, nor does it die. So, here it says that that in the Atma, in our essential self, there are no modifications. And by saying this, in the first place itself, the possibility of birth and death, these two modifications are removed, are deleted, shift deleted from the self that we are. So recognize yourself that you are never born, neither you will ever die. To digest this, to accept this, we need to have the disposition of Nachiket. That preparation, that focus, whatever we have studied from last so many weeks with this in this Kathopanishad, one must be completely alert about all that. How the Nachiket, how he is completely untouched by Prakriti. He is totally focused on that which is other, anyatra dharmat. So he is very clear. He doesn't know what is beyond the righteousness and unrighteousness. He doesn't know what is beyond cause and effect. He doesn't know what is beyond past and future. But he knows there is something. Because scriptures talk about it. His father has taught him. But he is not able to suss it out. He is not able to zoom in into it. And therefore, to such a student, when Om instruction was given to which is a representation of the self, of the infinite reality. Now don't understand that this self is born. This is the general disposition of everyone, that we are born and we are dying. This has to get out of our psyche first thing. This notion has to be dropped. So that's why this verse begins with na jayate mriyate va kadachit. So he says in the beginning itself, we have made sure that the birth and death, etc., or the modifications, we shift delete them from the self. Self is not concerned with any modifications, etc. Vipaschinme, so that was pratamam sarva vikriya apratishedhartham na jayate mriyate veti, which is in the pratamam, in the beginning itself, first itself, we are giving you the instruction that the self is free from birth and death and other modifications. Vipaschinme dhavi apari lupta chaitanya swabhavat, and this self, which is, it is never hidden, it is never covered, it is never covered, it can never be covered. Can sun be ever covered? Oh, the sun is covered by the clouds. No, you are seeing the clouds in the light of the sun alone. Where sun is covered by the, can that teeny weeny cloud which was not there before, appeared for a moment, has the capacity to cover the sun? Oh, but that is our experience. Today when I was going for a walk, I saw that. That seems to be the truth when you are, when you are so gross. So I can bring this teeny meeny finger, even the small finger, and I bring it in front of my eyes. My eyes were able to see all the way to the horizon, were able to illuminate the entire world. But one small finger comes in front of my eyes, suddenly the entire, such a huge universe, even at the physical level, such a huge universe is not perceptible. Why? So does this finger, oh, let me cover the whole world? It doesn't cover. It doesn't cover. But when it comes close, then it covers as if. So this is only possible at the physical level. See? So this Atma, it is never hidden, it cannot be covered, and because it is of the nature of consciousness, Chaitanya Swabhavat, aviparilupta Chaitanya Swabhavat, it cannot become unmanifest. Okay, let's put it this way. Lupta means unmanifest, hidden, unexpressed. Another way. Why? Because by nature it is Chaitanya Swabhavat. By nature it is of knowledge. By nature it is consciousness. By nature it is of light. Its nature is light. And thus, in this manner, where are we? And in this manner, understand the self to be, the Atma to be. Then continuing, kim cha nayam atma kutaschit karanantarad vabhuva. This also, this Atma is not a result of it's not an effect of anything else. It has not been produced from something else, and uh, nor is it born from itself. It is the constant one, it is the permanent one, it is the unchanging one that will come afterwards, and therefore uh, स्व स्वस्माच्च आत्मनः न बभूव कश्चित् अर्थांतरभूतः, and it is self-existing, it is not born from anything, it is not produced from anything. Come to this conclusion. Atah ayam atmajah nityah shashvatah apakshaya vivarjitah. Therefore, thus, this Atma is Atmajaha, Ayam Atmajaha, meaning it is unborn, it is Nityaha, it is eternal, and it is Shashvataha, it is free of all reduction, free of all modifications. Therefore, it is what you call, it is Shashvat. Shashvat का word क्या है, मीनिंग क्या है एग्जैक्ट? It is everlasting, correct. It is everlasting, and apakshaya vivarjitaha, and it is free of all it is it's free of all change. Akshaya, Kshaya, Akshaya. So there it is Akshaya, it is not Kshaya, because it says Yaha hi shashvatah saha apakshiyate, because that which is everlasting, it never reduces. One moment. It never reduces. Tu shashvatah atah eva puranah pura api nava eveti. And because it is everlasting, therefore it is the most ancient, meaning it is the older than the oldest, and even though it is older than the oldest, it is ever new. Remember in Ishavasya Upanishad, there it came that that reality, it without moving anywhere, it moves everywhere. It is everywhere. Same way, without being, it is the older than the oldest, most ancient, yet it is ever new. Yaha hi avayava upachaya dwarena aminirvartyate sa idanim navaha yatha kumbhadihi, because that object, avaya means parts. So parts, it has got no parts. The self has got no parts. Body has parts. This table has parts. This book has parts, various pages, front cover, back cover. Body has, these are called avayava. So here when it says that these parts, they change. Either they are there or they are not there. But the self is free of that. And so that which is free of all avayava, that alone is ever new. Because if there are parts in it, it can never be new. It will keep as where there is change possible, where there is where there is modification possible. Where is modification possible? Where there are parts. In space, are there any parts? No parts. So is there any possibility of modification in space? No. Are there modifications possible in the air? Yes. Are there modifications possible in the fire? Yes. High heat, low, big fire, small fire, strong, intense fire, not intense fire, strong wind, gentle breeze. Whereas space, you can't say gentle space. You can't say, so, oh, we say there is north, south, east, west, and all the 10 directions in space. Those are imagined. You say, oh, Australia space, India space, America space. You are saying it. Space is not saying it. No modification is possible in space. Whereas wherever there is modifications, wherever there is parts, see, there modification is possible. Where modification is possible, there is a possibility of birth and death, coming and going. But self is not so. And therefore it is ever new. Here the example there, idanim navo yatha kumbhadihi, just as the example of the pot is taken, and the pot is changing, but the space inside the pot is changeless. You may bring about conditioning around the space, but because now you call it pot space, does not mean the space has been captured, does not mean that the space has become bound. Then why are we calling it pot space? Because your attention is on the pot. Your attention is not on the space. If your attention is on the space, then you will see the space is pervading even the pot. But we don't have the eyes to see that. We are too gross oriented. तद विपरीतः तद विपरीतस्त्वात्मा पुराणः वृद्धि विवर्जितः इति अर्थः. And exactly what I said, but Atma is exactly opposite to the pot space. Its nature is totally opposite. It can never be bound. Space can be bound. If you want to see at a gross level, you can say that pot, the space inside the pot. This is how we talk. Isn't that how we talk? I am inside this body. Suppose this body is the pot. Where am I? Inside the body. And this is the general understanding of every person. This is the general understanding of an ignorant person. And ignorance meaning incomplete knowledge. And in general, 99.9% people will be thinking we are in this body. Nobody thinks that the body is in me. Nobody thinks the world is in me. Well, we'll just stick to the body, that the body is in me. The body is in the mind. Is the mind in the self? Is the mind in the self? No. Then where is the mind? It is only an appearance. It's only a phenomena. So here we are talking about subjective approach. Your attention is on the Atma, Atma not as a concept, not as an idea, Atma as the self that I am. And what is this Atma? It is free of birth and death. It is free of modifications. It is the most ancient. It is ever new. And here what was it here? And it is, and just like, if we want to use that example, just like space, this Atma also can never be contained in any pot. If you think you are only in this pot called the body, then please break this notion. That is not the truth. It appears to be so, but it is not the truth. Expand. Go deep towards the source. Be the source. Until unless these wrong notions are not given up, or we do not come out of the gravity of these wrong notions by imbibing these new conclusions that the Upanishads are presenting to us about ourselves, who we are essentially. It was told, Ishavasya Midagam Sarvam. In Kaivalya Upanishad, you are the Kevala, you are the only one. In Keno Upanishad, you are the inspirer, you are the eye of the eye, the mind of the mind, the ear of the ear, the prana of the prana. You are that. Every Upanishad is bringing us back to our essential nature, who we are always. But who do you think yourself? Oh, I am going to sleep. I was sleeping. Now I am awake. Arey Baba, as the self, you are ever awake. You can never go to sleep. Self does not go to sleep. Then who went to sleep? The mind went to sleep. The mind took the role of waker, dreamer, sleeper. Oh, so I did not take the role of waker, dreamer. No, you did not. Now, instead of finding arguments to go in the wrong direction, find arguments, look at your own experience, and come to the correct conclusion that you are the unchanging one, that you are the one who is beyond the waker, dreamer, sleeper. Waker, dreamer, sleeper are modifications of the mind. They are not the modification of the self. And change is possible only in the phenomena. Change is possible only in the limbs. What are the phenomenal limbs? Body, breath, mind, intellect are the avayava, if you want to call, the panchakoshas, the five sheaths. And these five sheaths have their own modifications. Sometimes it is dull, sometimes it is very bright. Sometimes it is forgetful, sometimes it is healthy, sometimes it is unhealthy. And who are you? Untouched by these. Just like you are untouched by the mirage waters. You are untouched by the reflection in the mirror. You don't take the reflection with you wherever you go. See?
You don't shave the reflection. You shave on your face.
Correct. I stopped shaving, so I didn't give that example. Yes. You look at the reflection, but you shave on yourself. So you look at this world, but does that world remind you of the continuous self that I am? Understand. So we are coming to that point, coming to that conviction. Here the conviction is being built because Nachiketa's question is, what is that which is beyond all the opposites? So the support of Om was given. Om was told it is the Atma. That Atma, this is the nature of the Atma. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. So this way, the nature of the Atma is completely opposite to that of the pot's pot. Pot feels that I am this pot. And what is the nature of Atma? I am all that there is. So if you think like a pot, meaning I am this body only, then with that all change will be whatever change of the body will affect you, whatever the change of the mind will affect you. Heat and cold will affect you, hunger and thirst will affect you, praise and insults will affect you, likes and dislikes will affect you. But who are you? The untouched one. Who are you? The conscious one. Who are you? The intelligent self. Not from the mind point of view. Your nature is intelligence. Your nature is consciousness. And that consciousness, that intelligence, that knowledge is thought free knowledge. It is not through thoughts. You are. यत एव मतः न हन्यते न हिंस्यते हन्यमाने शस्त्रादिभिः शरीरे तत्स्थोप्याकाश आकाशवदेव because it is so, therefore this body even though it is killed by any astra shastra, even if it is killed by any weapon, the Atma is not killed. So understand the connection. First, it was established that the Atma, the self, is of the nature of which is by nature of knowledge. It is by nature unborn, undying. It is everlasting, ever new, most ancient, eternal. Therefore, even if the body is killed, the Atma is never killed. Therefore, because whatever we said in the first two lines, now the conclusion, first three lines, the last line of this verse, there, because of the other three, now we come to the conclusion that Atma can never be killed, even if the body is killed by weapons. If the body dies, Atma never dies. Completely opposite. If the pot is broken, space is not broken. Your example, your experience, isn't it? If pot is cracked, space inside the pot is not cracked. If pot is broken, space is not broken. Space ever remains untouched. And what is the nature of space? Is it of the nature of only, is its expanse only limited to the pot? No, it is by nature infinite. Exactly the same way, stop considering yourself to be only in this body. Stop living in the fear of death. That's why we are in Kathopanishad. We are having conversation with the Lord Death. So stop having fear of death. Fear of death will come when we consider ourselves to be somebody. See? So the Atma can never be killed. Can never be killed. It is self existing. Therefore, in other words, tats tatstha api akashavadeva. Exactly what I said. In other words, it says, even though Atma, the self, is living in is in the body, it's at this our experience, even though it is in the body, but the like the space, it is untouched by the body. The Atma seems to be in the body, but it is untouched by the body. Is that our disposition? Or whole day from morning till evening we are only complaining about our body? I got pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. It's very real. This afternoon, I don't know what I ate, some chana dal and some, what do you call, dosa made out of besan, and all that gram together suddenly had such an intense pain in the body. That time, you are the Atma, you are not the body. It requires practice. It requires practice. And it is not one day you will practice. Otherwise, we'll keep falling into the trap of being the body. We'll keep reacting to any disturbance that happens at body, breath, mind, intellect level. That has become our default setting. By studying Upanishads, we change our default setting. Our default setting is I am the Atma, I am the untouched one, I am the unborn one, I am the undying one, I am the everlasting one, I am the all knowing one, I am the self existing one, I am the self illuminating one. Our understanding about ourselves has to change. That is only possible through subjective approach while listening. Because left alone, you will never think for 1.5 hours continuously contemplating on the self like you are doing right now. So there will be some distraction here or there. See? So, Atma, even though living in the body, is nirlipta. It is unattached to the body. It is unstuck from the body. Just like the space. The space doesn't say, oh, I don't want to let the pot break. I want to keep holding on to it. Oh, this is my identity. Without the pot, I have got no existence. What will happen to me? I will die. But what happens? What is your understanding of it? Bekuf, crying for nothing. You space. Hey, space. Pot space. You're called pot space as long as in the pot. When there is no pot, you are the infinite one. And even while you are in the pot, you are the infinite one. Recognize that. This is what every Guru Maharaj is telling us. This is what every Upanishad is telling us. This is what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is telling us. This is what Bhagavad Gita is telling us. But we are like the dog's tail. हम नहीं बदलेंगे. We have to put extra oomph. We have to become focused. We have to accept. Our problem is we are not accepting that we are the infinite one, because with that comes How immediately thoughts go, if I am the infinite one, then I am responsible for all these wars. I am responsible for all these diseases. I am responsible for all the ugliness in the world. Why you are responsible only for the bad things, also for the good things? Because you are everything. Mind, where is the whole world? Remember, this process came in one of the end, Bhutakash, Chittakash, Chidakash. The entire universe is existing in the gross space, the outside space. That gross space, the total space outside, is nothing but a thought in your mind. In other words, the entire universe, the gross world, is existing as thought in your mind. Mind cannot exist by itself. If there is no life, mind cannot exist. There has to be the conscious principle behind. In a dead person, there is no mind. In you, there is mind. So, what is the difference? In you, the life is expressing. In the dead person, life is not expressing. So, Chidabhas, the 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 conscious space. In that conscious space, the mental space is imagined. In the mental space, the gross space is imagined. In the gross space, the variety of the world is imagined. With reference to that variety, this idiot, that is I, who has got identified, he imagines I am the father, I am the mother, I am the daughter, I am so many years old, I was born, I am dying. इसका कोई end नहीं है. Now, get the now how more easy can the masters make it for us? All we have to do is just this process from Bhutakash to Chittakash, Chittakash to Chidakash. The whole world is existing in the gross space. The gross space is an imagination, is an idea in our mind. And mind is a phenomena appearing on the conscious space. It cannot have an independent existence. Conscious space is the permanent one. That's the self. See? So without the conscious space, the phenomena called mind cannot function. Without the permanent screen, the movie cannot be seen. Movie cannot appear. If there is no screen, you try, you can't see the movie. Now technology is changing, that's different. Just understand the example. Without the screen, the movie cannot be projected. And what is a movie? Only a phenomena. In that phenomena called movie, there is depth, there is the universe is there. Please put your audio off, whoever is having their audio on. So in that movie, people are there, minds are seen, emotions are seen, past and future is seen, day and night is seen, sunrise, sunset is seen, goodness and ugliness is seen. But when the movie is over, aja movie thi, chala, let's go. If it was good, you will go and share. Every night when you see a dream, it's exactly the same way. It's just a movie on the screen of the mind. See? If there is no movie, it is Atma. If there is no movie, you are there. If there is a movie, why do you stop being? Why do you get identified with the movie? Why do you cry with the movie? Why do you laugh with the movie? Why do you hate the villain in the movie? This is because of identification. Here, the Lord of Death is reminding Nachiketa that you are of the nature of अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. यहाँ पे क्या है? मैं अपने न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Even though if the body is killed, body is destroyed, Atma is never destroyed. Why? Because of the previous 3 lines. Come to this conclusion about yourself. For that, you require a little bit of coolness in your mind, an undistracted atmosphere where we are completely focused, not outside, we are listening. Just like Atma is living in the body but untouched by the body. Similarly, we listen to the satsang, and each word, each sentence is bringing us back to the self, and we are not attached to the words. We are not attached to the words. We are not attached to the communication. We are not attached to the teacher. We are not attached to the scriptures. It must come to this. This should be the conclusion. Till it doesn't happen, remain attached. It's better than being attached to the serials on the TV. Better to be attached with japa. Better to be attached with Upanishads. Better to be attached reading something meaningful. न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चेत् नायं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. How beautiful. So in this manner, what is the nature of Atma? Now don't take it. Oh, nature of Atma, yeah, I know. No, you are that. What is your nature? Was given in this verse. This is the dialogue we must have with ourselves. That I am untouched by whatever is taking place with the body, breath, mind, intellect. This is how great Mahatmas, Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Ram Sukdas ji, and many others, Guru Tegh Bahadur ji, the 9th Guru, I think, 8th Guru or 9th Guru of the Sikh. He was killed by the Aurangzeb. Bit by bit, every part of his body was pulled away from his body. Why? Convert to Islam, convert to religion, convert the religion. He said no. He kept holding on to the Atma. Because who can have this capacity, who can have this courage, in spite of bit by bit the body is taken away? Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. This is the point. He was totally absorbed in the self. Jesus, similarly, nailed to the cross. All the way to the cross, he had to carry his cross. Thorn, crown, continuously being whipped, kicked, then nailed. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost are one. This is the realization. The infinite, the totality, the Ishvara or the Hiranyagarbha, and the individual. They are one and the same. The infinite consciousness, the total consciousness, and the individual consciousness, all are one consciousness. In that one consciousness, the three are imagined by way of words. The infinite is not imagination, but the word infinite is an imagination, is a projection of the mind. Infinite doesn't need to be talked about, it is self-existing. So who is saying infinite, total, and individual? The individual is saying. For his benefit, these words are there. There, Jesus is reminding himself, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost are one. Son, the individual, the Holy Ghost, the infinite, the Father, the totality, the Creator, the Hiranyagarbha. Good Friday is coming. It came out. See? Recognize. Don't live at that same default. Night is coming. I think I'll drink a chamomile tea. Then I will sleep well. You are ever awake. You are of the nature of wakefulness. When you want to go to sleep with a chamomile tea. I need a coffee to wake up at 4 o'clock afternoon. Lage raho. So this way, in the 18th verse, Atman Nirupana. What is the nature of Atma that was given? Now continuing he says, Hanta chenmanyate hantum, Hanta chenmanyate hantum, Hataschenmanyate hatam, Hataschenmanyate hatam, Ubhau tau na vijanito, Ubhau tau na vijanito, Nayam hanti na hanyate, Nayam hanti na hanyate. Together. Hanta chenmanyate hantum, Hataschenmanyate hatam, Ubhau tau na vijanito, Nayam hanti na hanyate. Something similar appears in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, 19th verse. It says, what does it say? Ya enam veti hantaram, yaschainam manyate hatam, ubhau tau na vijanitaha, nayam hanti na hanyate. See, ubhau tau na vijanito, nayam hanti na hanyate. Second line of the verse is the same in Bhagavad Gita, verse 19, and like this verse in here also 19th verse only. Amazing. There it says, he who thinks na enam heti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. He who thinks it, that is the self, to be a slayer, and he who thinks it is slain, ubhau tau na vijanitaha, both are ignorant. of the truth. Nayam hantina hanyate. The self neither slays, neither is killed nor can kill. This is the conclusion. And here what does it say? Hanta chain manyate hantum. If the one who wanting to kill wants to kill the Atma, contemplates on killing the Atma, meaning wants, is contemplating on killing another person, uh, uh, and the one who is being attacked feels that he is going to be killed by the attack of the other. So the killer is thinking that I'm going to kill, and the one who is being attacked is feeling that I'm going to die, I'm going to be killed. Both of them do not understand the Atma, because Atma neither kills nor is killed. See. So where are we now? Are we afraid of death? Prepare. This is preparation. This is the gateway to freedom. No more coming back if you think in this manner. Only the body can be killed. Just like I gave you the example before, if the body is amputated, you are not amputated, you continue to be. Knee replacements are done, elbow replacements are done, hip replacements are done, but you are continuing. You are not changed, because you are the continuous principle. See, in Bhagavad Gita, this message was given to Arjuna in the second chapter itself. Second chapter, 19th verse. Because he had an identity crisis. He was on the battlefield. When you are on the battlefield, what is your role? To kill or get killed. You have to fight. And that is the consequence. And he had a crisis. Why? I don't want to kill my cousins. I don't want to kill my teacher. I don't want to fight with my grandfather. And where he, on the battlefield, he created a relationship of grandfather, of teacher, of cousins. On the battlefield, there is only two, or there is only one enemy. That's all. And no compassion for the enemy. Hit out or get out. And this doubt of Arjuna, how can I kill this, blah, blah, blah. This was shown to Arjuna that, hey man, later on, here he told, but Arjuna did not understand. But he was inspired. But it went as a bouncer over his head. He had to show him in the 11th chapter how continuously everyone on this battlefield, or why only this battlefield, past, present, future. People are dying, people are coming, born, people, continuous birth and death cycle is emanating out of that total person and dissolving into that total person. That is the Hiranyagarbha. That was the Purushottama Yoga. even that person is not affected, because all phenomena of birth and death, creation and destruction is happening. He is unaffected. This is at hidden totality level. We are going one step beyond. Even if you get there, you be happy. But if you come to beyond, is the total person killed? Is the total person born? Is the total person dissolving? Or it is supporting the entire gamut of variety of the universe to be born and to be dissolved, to be born, to be dissolved, to be born, to be dissolved. Just as in your dream, the entire dream universe is born when you go to dream, when you go to sleep, and it dissolves when you wake up. Are you affected by it? Are you disturbed by it? Are you hanging on to it? No, that is not your experience. So that Purushottama Yoga, where the Virat Purush, that everything was happening in that person, same thing is happening with you also. All the beings are born from you in the dream, and all the beings are absorbed back into you in the dream. Oh, you are the Virat Purush for the dream people. So is true for the waking also. But you have to recognize what? That you are the constant one, that you are the permanent one, that you are the unchanging one, that you are the unborn and undying one, that you are the everlasting one, that you are the one where there is no reduction possible, kshaya, that you are the all-knowing one, chaitanya swabhavaha. This shift in our understanding has to happen about our true nature. And we have to accept it, not with ifs and buts, completely, 100%. Even 0.0001 is left, then there is coming and going. So if a killer thinks I kill, and the one who is being killed thinks that I am going to be killed, both of them are na vijanitaha. Ubhautau na vijanitaha. Both of them don't know that. And what is that? That this Atma neither kills nor is killed. This is the topic of our next verse. Thinking in this manner frees us. It frees us from the fear of the future, fear of death, fear of what will happen, fear of what will happen to my children, to my family. This was the problem of Arjuna also. Wherever there is identification, there the identity crisis is bound to take place. Then what do? Come to the correct identity of who I am. एवं भूतम अपि आत्मानं शरीर मात्रा आत्मदृष्टिर्हंता चेद यदि मन्यते चिंतयति हंतुम हनिष्याम्येनम. इति, हाँ इति, तो देखते हैं आगे क्या बोलते हैं. In this manner, here it says that so I have already given you the gist of it. That is what is being explained here by Adi Shankaracharya, and he says that even the Atma of such description, as given in the previous verse, the slayer who sees the body as the Atman. So the slayer, the killer, sees the body that I'm going to kill this person, I'm going to slay this person. Why? He is thinking this body is the Atman. And having killed, he thinks that I have killed the person. इति यह अपि अन्य हतः सह अपि चेन्मन्यते हतमात्मानं हतोहम हतो अहम हतः अहम इति उभावपि तौ न विजानीतः. So if he is thinking this way, then he doesn't know that, because he is thinking that I have killed the body, but because he has killed the body, he thought I have killed that person. But that person is not just the body, he is the Atman. He doesn't know that Atma cannot be killed. And thus, the one who is dying, he thinks I am dying, I am going to be dead. He also doesn't know that he cannot, body can be dead, but he can never die. And in this way, that both of them do not know the nature of the Atman. For the slayer cannot slay the Atman. Why he cannot slay the Atman? Because here it says विजानीतः स्वमात्मानं यतः न अयं हन्ति अविक्रियत्वाद् आत्मनः तथा न हन्यत आकाशवद् अविक्रियत्वाद् एव. Because Atma has got no modifications. He cannot slay the Atman because Atma is incapable of modifications, nor is he slain, nor is he killed. Again, because of the Atma has got no modifications. Example, who has no modifications? Space, no modifications. So avikriyatvad atmanah tatha na hanyata akashavad. So like space, akashavad like space. There are no modifications in space. Similarly, there are no modifications possible in the Atman. Ataha अनात्मज्ञ विषय एव धर्म अधर्मादि लक्षणः संसारो न ब्रह्मज्ञस्य. Therefore, this whole world, the samsara, the fruit of virtue and vice is only in case of those who do not know the Atman. So where there is dharma, dharma, where there is past and future, where there is doing and not doing, where there is waking, dream, deep sleep, where there is cause and effect, where there is variety, it is only for those who do not know the Atman, and not in the case of one who knows the Brahmagnyasya, not the one who knows Brahman. Brahman meaning the total, the infinite. The one who knows infinite. What is the nature of infinite? From our standpoint, it supports the totality and individuality. It expresses through the totality and individuality, but it is unaffected, unidentified with the totality and the individuality. It is the constant one. Water supports the totality ocean and individuality wave. It pervades the total ocean and the individual wave. But the water is independent of the ocean and the wave. This is your nature, independent of individual and total. Total God. You are the independent one. Who knows this? The one who knows Brahman, the one who knows Atman. Atman, Brahman at this body level is called Atman. So just like total space, pot space. So space without any conditionings is called total. Space with conditioning is called pot. But the space is common in both. See? So because you are adding a suffix to it called pot space or house space or body space, doesn't mean that the space has become conditioned. The space has become limited. That the space has become trapped. That the space has become identified. It doesn't, that is not the conclusion. It appears that way. But here we are not looking at generally what is happening. We are seeing, are we, if we are the conscious space, we are the conscious principle, if my nature is the Atman, am I identified with the body, breath, mind, intellect? Swamiji, what body, breath, mind, intellect? I am identified with the whole world. I am identified with the past. I am identified with the future. Then correct. You will be free from miseries. You will be free from the shunting, which is sansar. Coming and going. You will be free from that. Who knows this? Brahmagnyasya. If you do that, you are called Brahmagnyasya. Your vision will change. Because then you are the complete one, supporting all modifications, expressing through all modifications, yet independent, transcendental to all modifications. See? Shruti pramanani anyaya cha dharma adharmadi upapattehe. Because Shruti Praman, by the authority of scriptures, by authority of practices, so in other words, if we take support of anything, whether we are doing various practices, various sadhanas, studying scriptures, here it says the Brahmagnani, meaning if we are in company of a realized person, that one cannot we should say it from this point of view, that from the point of view of the scriptures, that is Upanishad here, from the point of view of the various yuktis, but from the point of view of Brahmagnani, the dharma, the virtue and vice, the righteousness and unrighteousness, the right and wrong, etc., cannot be validated. Put it this way, cannot be validated. Just like, give an example is required. How it is not? We are living in the world where there is right and wrong. We are full of, surrounded by opposites. Sun is, from sun's point of view, there is no opposites called day and night. From sun's point of view, there are no opposites called sunrise and sunset. From water's point of view, there is nothing called ocean and wave. From gold's point of view, there is nothing called ornaments. Similarly, from the Brahmagnani, from the authority of the realized person, there is no righteousness and unrighteousness. Why? Because there is no multiplicity, there is no duality there for him. Then what is there? I alone am. Self alone is. And homogeneous mass of consciousness, bliss. And this is what the scriptures are also talking about. So when you talk about Manusmriti and different samhitas, this, that, yes, initially they talk about all that. But by the time you come to the crown of the scriptures, when you come to the roar of Vedanta, there is no right and wrong, there is no righteousness and unrighteousness, there are no opposites. All opposites are valid only in the relative. The truth is independent of all opposites. This is the vision of the realized master. So as long as for us duality is valid, more work needs to be done. What is the work? Be subjective. Accept yourself to be. Ajo nitya shashvato yam purana na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Accept. Have the courage. It's only one click. It's only one click. It's very simple. But our thinking will make it difficult. Our attitude towards it, because we are obsessed with the world, we are obsessed with relations and possessions, we are obsessed with past and future. We are obsessed with imaginations, convictions, which are detrimental, which take us away from ourselves. If you want to have convictions, read Upanishads, dive into the depths of them, take every verse and sit with it, and dissolve yourself into yourself. By yourself, no support. Because you are that already. And this is also not new. I don't know how to dissolve into myself by myself. Don't you dissolve yourself in yourself by yourself every night when you go to sleep? You are doing it. Why does it become a big issue when it comes to self-contemplation? Hanta chenmanyate hantum, hataschenmanyate hatam, ubhau tau na vijanito, nayam hanti na hanyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everyone.